Happy Friday, everybody. Hope all's well. Hope you had a great Easter and a great spring break for those of you who either on spring break or you had your spring break beforehand. Just wanted to come in because I know I've fallen off the wagon. I didn't tell anybody, like, season 1 was done. I kind of didn't tell people season 1 was finished. I did give out, I put out like a thank you post to everybody and a little like recap. And I just like went like incognito, and people were like, when you gonna put out next episode? I'm like, we're done. So I just needed to take a break. Cause I've been working to put this together. And so this kind of became not necessarily my baby. It became the outlet of creativity, or one of the ways that I'm focusing my energy to be creative. And it was a lot. I didn't realize how much goes into the production of doing this, especially if you're a one-woman show, like doing all the things. And so it just wore me out. It wore me out in a way that I didn't realize. And also, like, I was going through an event that kind of triggered me. So I was dealing with like some triggering like things. And I don't say triggering loosely. I mean, I was triggered, and I'm trying to like move my way through it, not push my way, but kind of move out of it. And I can appreciate where I am, because I've had 22 episodes out. I went back and listened to like some ones early on, and they were a little raw. They were a little, rusty. But my goal was each time to get one episode better than the last. Hopefully the next season will be better than first. Just one step, just keep one step ahead, moving forward in the right direction. So it's not where I want it to be yet, but it's not where I started. And so, a lot of times, like I said before, we find it hard to celebrate where we've been successful. And there is success. Like, I never thought I would be in a place for myself where I would be able to have something or begin to create a platform to share with other people. And we could talk about things that are, healing, and empowering at the same time. Like, I never thought like unlearning in and of itself would be something that catches on. I've listened to unlearning podcasts, but mine's different. Like, mine's special. They're special too, but mine's special in a special way. I'm just saying it. So the whole point of unlearning is, as an educator, and educators can attest to this, like we often talk about what a child would learn, and then, they have to relearn. But we never sit and pause long enough to say, before you can relearn anything, you have to unlearn the misinformation. You have to unlearn the behaviors that you need to question as to why you're doing them. We don't, remove the mindsets of like, why are you thinking that way? Why are you cognitively creating this pattern to think in this particular way? And so then we sit there and we scratch our heads like, why is the relearning not working? Because we're building the relearning on a shaky foundation. And that's not just education. That's anything we do in life. And from an educator's perspective, we always look at things. I know I do. We look at things from a learning, a teachable, teaching moment, a moment of learning. What are we doing with this information? How are we analyzing it? How are we applying it? How do we start to internalize? What is that process? And so in doing this podcast, it was never about me telling you what you should learn or how you should learn it. The things I love to do is to talk to people. I love humanity. I love people in seeing the goodness that's in people. And I like to hear a good story. So I just wanted to bring all those together to say, okay, well, within that, what did you unlearn? What did you consciously give up and what did you consciously embrace for the better? And so everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own way of figuring out what's going to work for them when. And so that's the premise of the show. That's the whole intent, is to help you see the world and see your experience through someone else's eyes and experience without being talked at, resonating with their stories. Stories are very powerful. And with that, I've been going back and forth because I have a lot to share. And just to be honest and transparent, which I'm always going to be, it has been difficult because there's more I want to share about my own journey of unlearning and things. And it's like, you know, the mindsets and patterns that come into my head. It's like, nobody want to hear what you are saying. Nobody want to hear that. And your story's boring. Like, this will not resonate with people. Nobody really cares. I've been through a lot. I've lost a lot along the way. I've been pushed to my physical and like mental limits. And I've got a stack. If I showed you over here, I've got a shelf that's full of journals that I've written. I also have a blog that I've never posted. I've never, like, you won't be able to find it. But I have a blog where I was typing my experience from traumas. And just sharing those because I wanted someone to be able to read those and to resonate with them. And I was going to push it out. And I would say this was like 2017. That's how long I've been doing it, like 2017. And eventually it came to, I think it was 2017, somewhere around there. But it was everything like set up right. I just didn't press publish. I didn't press publish because I just wasn't sure how people would resonate. I wasn't sure if people would receive it. There's a lot I haven't told friends and family members that they would be hearing for the first time. It would also, it was just a lot of things that are went through my head at the time. And so I just kind of left it there. And when I meditate and pray, I'll journal. I don't journal every day. I journal when, like, you need to journal today. Okay, we're going to journal. And every time I journal, God is like, you need to share this story. You need to share this story. Or if I'm writing, whatever my thoughts are that surface in whatever way they're presented, whatever, you need to, and that voice is getting louder. And you know how that happens when, like, you get told to do something and you're not doing it, and the voice continually gets louder until it stops. And so it's almost to the point where I'm afraid to go to my space because I know that voice is going to be there. And so I was talking to someone today, and for the first time, like, she and I have very similar stories of things that we have experienced in our life. And it was just like, that was the first time I actually spoke the things. And it was also how do I share this without kind of like putting it out there like I'm an attention whore, or, you know what I mean? Or putting it out there where maybe nobody's gonna like resonate, or like, how much of your business do you actually tell? What's too much? What's not enough? And I just know sometimes in these happy FriYAY messages, I know for me, it feels like I'm not saying all that I want to say. And it's also like, how do you frame it? Where it's just, how do you say it? How do you say difficult things? How do you say things that need to be said? And speaking your truth, yes, it is my truth. It's just the way that does honor and justice to it. So it's kind of like where I'm at with that, but I want to be able to share it. And then it's like, which platform is like the best to do it? I'm probably going to do it on YouTube because I can go longer. And not only sharing your story, it's like, well, what will people do with it? Now, like, how will people receive it? Will it get awkward? Like, it's a lot of things that started to surface in these past couple of weeks that have been like, why is this coming all of a sudden? who really cares? I'm speaking my truth. You know, a lot of times you can't put things on social media. It just depends because people are fickle. You put this out there, you get a backlash. You put this up there, everybody loves it. It's like, who are you really doing this for? Doesn't really matter. But there's a lot that when we don't share and we don't have a space to speak or speak it honestly and truthfully in our own truth, it just, it seeps down and it keeps seeping down. And then I think that's part of where the shame comes from. And it's like, it's just an honest, like, here's where I am with this. Here's what happened. Not from even a victimization standpoint. It's not even that. It's like, it's not to be victimized. It's just to be empowered in sharing your story. And that's the whole point of what my podcast is about, is to interview people who are helping you get free while at the same time they're speaking of it, keeps them free, gets them free on another level. And that's the point I want to get to. That's the point I think where God is taking me to say, you need to be speaking this so it can come out. You need to get this out of you, because that's what, if, you know, you ever had those moments where you're like, there's something here energetically, I need to get it out. Like, that's where I'm at with it. And so, I'm going to try my best to share. It may not come out right. It probably won't, because I'm honestly not knowing how to say it. And I don't think there's a perfect way to say things. And I can't be responsible for other people's opinion, perception of it. I can't keep trying to protect people who aren't needing to be protected. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I just want to be honest. And so I think, kind of that's where I am. Those are my thoughts. That's where I'm headed. I'll probably be posting those on YouTube, my YouTube channel, and just kind of see how it goes. I know people will relate because they've shared those stories they've shared a lot of stories with me. And so, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, I don't know how long this video is, but it'll be fine. We are going to be launching in May, season 2 of the Unlearning podcast, which will basically be real, raw, and uncut. So if you ever listened and chimed in on some of my Halloween specials, it'll be similar to that. Again, all in good fun, talking about various topics. If there's a topic that you're interested in having a discussion or listening to a discussion around, please put that in the comments. Would love to get feedback about what's going to work for you. What do you want to hear about? Season 3 is underway, so we're recording some of those sessions, and so I'm doing like experimenting with some things for season 2, which I think you'll be interested in. I would love to have like some audience members come in, and so we could do live sessions. Season 3, we're already recording. I will be pushing out some just promos, I guess, for like different series that are coming up. So we have several series that are coming up around healing, around education, around relationships, around money. So be listening for that. If you would like to be a guest on the show or a part of the panel, please reach out to me. My email is unlearnthis@gmail.com. And what else? Yeah, I just want to thank you all for listening to this lady on a Friday or whenever you listen to this. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the follows. I honestly don't know what they do to the algorithm. I'm not trying to, like, my attention's not there. Thank you all for the, the likes on the Moody Monday quotes. That's another thing. Like, some of these are what you would call Christina-isms. Like, a lot of times they're things I have said when I've been talking to somebody to kind of give them a pep talk, and they just roll out. The thing about them is once I say them, I've forgotten them. So a lot of times I'm having to call back people to find out what it was I said. So I'll try to make those keep coming. But they are really about, nobody really wants to go back to work on Monday. So they're kind of these snarky little quotes that, or little statements. Well, you know that feeling when, dang, I got to get up for work on Monday, like for a job that you may not particularly be fond of. That's what that's about. I think I will go back, though, to my Tuesday and Thursday quotes that I normally put out. Well, I used to put out and then I stopped. The other piece of that for Wind Down Wednesdays. So, I tried so many times to get the Wind Down Wednesday started, and I still want to do it. But it's just been a lot, and it seems like Wednesdays now are taking up a lot of space with other things that are coming through. Like I do some facilitation around conflict resolution and like anger management and stuff. And so, you know, I wanted to do like 12 o'clock. I'm going live. I'm going to be talking to folks, but live never really worked. I could never get it working properly. And then I have other things on Wednesday. So I still want to do it. I'm going to have to think a little bit more for that one, how to make that one like more engaging and fun. And if you have suggestions, please put them in the comments, or you can private message me, or you can send me an email. That would be great. What else? That's kind of it. So I know I've been gone a couple of weeks. Just to clarify, season 1 is over, but we will be launching season 2, which will be live, because I think I figured it out now. So we'll be doing some live sessions, and those will be, I think, shorter. I'm also playing with the time on the podcast. So we'll see how it goes, but all in good fun. So thank you all again. Thank you for listening. Don't know what the topic of this FriYAY message is. Yeah, share your story. That's the topic. Speak your truth. Share your story. Somebody needs to hear it. Connect with people through your stories, because that's what matters. That's the topic that we're going to go with. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for a global audience now. Like, my numbers are increasing across. Whoever you are, thank you. And also thank you for following me, because you click that button. So thank you. I hope y'all have a great Friday. Have a beautiful spring weekend. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.